Today we're going to talk about the movement of the appendicular skeleton. The goal of this video is to identify the bones within the appendicular skeleton and the joints that allow for movement. So what bones are found within the appendicular skeleton? There's the clavicle, that's called the collarbone, the scapula, the humerus, the radius, the ulna, the carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges. Then there's the pelvic girdle or the pelvis, the femur, the patella, the tibia, the fibula, the tarsals, metatarsals, phalanges. Okay, now how do joints differ structurally? So there are three structural types of joints. Fibrous joints are immovable or slightly movable, and they're held together by fibrous connective tissue. Cartilaginous joints are immovable or slightly movable, and they're held together by cartilage. And then synovial joints are highly movable, and they contain synovial fluid for frictionless movement. Let me say a bit more about synovial joints. These are composed of a joint capsule filled with synovial fluid that surrounds the ends of the bones, and a synovial membrane and articular cartilage line the joint cavity. Ligaments attach the bones to the joint. Now, let me clarify what is a ligament and a tendon. You've heard these terms. Ligaments connect bone to bone, and tendons connect muscle to bone. Okay, let's wrap up the video here by talking about the types of synovial joints. There's 6 of these. A pivot joint lies between the first and second vertebrae in your neck, and it allows for rotation around a single axis. A hinge joint is found in your elbow. This is where one bone moves while the other bone remains stationary. In this case, the bend is over a single axis. Then there's a saddle joint. This is where each bone resembles a saddle, and this type of joint can be found in your thumb. It allows for movement along multiple axes, but without as much movement as a ball and socket joint. So now let me say what a ball and socket joint is. A ball and socket joint can be found in your hip. It includes a ball-shaped structure in a deep pocket and allows for the largest range of motion. Then there's a condylar joint. This type of joint is found in the wrist and fingers, and it allows for movement on 2 axes. Last, there's the gliding joint or plane joint. These joints allow for movement in all directions, but the motion is more limited. An example here would be in your ankle. So to sum up, the appendicular skeleton consists of the pelvis, legs, and arms. The bones of the skeleton are connected by joints, which vary in the structure and function. Synovial joints are the most movable and can provide a range of movements based on the shape of the bones involved.